I'd like to talk about the difference between my heart and my mind. Often my heart has told me that I need to do something, but then my mind would creep in and say, oh no, you can't. And I'll tell you all the reasons why. And I think that's so classic of the mind. The mind likes to jump in and put a negative forecast over all the things that we wish we could do or want to do, and it stops us in our tracks.
We think it's actually us, right? We forget that it's just the mind doing the dialogue that we've probably done for years.
Absolutely.
We can't even see the pattern in it.
Yeah, and I think that's such a good point. We think that the thoughts in our head maybe are more valid than what the soul knows to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say soul, I think our soul speaks to our heart, and then the heart relays it to our mind.
Mm-hmm.
So we second guess it.
We do. And I think you've always said the soul isn't scared, right? The soul isn't afraid of that. So you can, whatever you feel compelled to do, if you take fear out of it, that's the soul speaking, right?
Yeah. The soul to me, or the heart, is an unbiased witness to our lives, and it doesn't have a preference. It's not full of fears. It never says, I want you to do this thing. Like, we never get this idea and then the heart second guess whether we're capable. It's only the mind that does that.
Mm-hmm.
My mind would second guess every decision I've ever made if I allowed that to continue to roll forward in my life.
Yeah, these things that push us out of our comfort zone, right?
Yeah, and I think that, again, that's another great point, is that sometimes the heart, it doesn't care if we're comfortable. It doesn't care if we feel safe, even.
Oh, that's true.
It just knows the truth.
It doesn't care if we're rejected, even judged.
Yeah, it doesn't care about any of those things. And I think when we get to living our lives where we're listening to the soul or to our hearts and just saying yes, that we actually get into a more purposeful life.
I find an easy way to return to that is just to pretend you're a child again.
Mm-hmm.
Children don't have those barriers or those filters. Not when we're young, right?
That's right. Yeah, they're exploring, they're creating life or living their lives rather like it's just an adventure.
Yeah.
And what if we did that? What if we did that every day? What if we woke up every day and just didn't submit to a voice in our head?
Mm-hmm.
We lived the day like it was an adventure. And we never listened to, if a thought came in and said, no, you can't, we never listened to that.
Mm-hmm.
And said, yes, we can.
Mm-hmm. Even if you don't feel like doing it anyway, right? Because there's so many gifts that come unforeseen when we meet what our soul is asking for.
Absolutely. And I know I've felt vulnerable many times when I was following my heart. But on the other side of that experience, my vulnerabilities led me into some of my greatest strengths. And I think the mind is always calculating life as a win-fail scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Is that the bean counter?
the bean counter, yeah, there's always a little bean counter in your mind ticking away, keeping track, keeping score. But I don't think life is a win-fail scenario. It's more of an opportunity to express and explore. And some of my greatest failures and some of my greatest vulnerabilities have turned into some of my greatest strengths.
There's guidance there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you listen to the soul. You have to get really quiet sometimes to do that. But anybody can do that.
Yeah.
5 minutes away, even just to yourself. But there's a way to live guided where you don't have to keep score of things.
And that guidance, I don't think we find it in the minds, but rather we find it when we learn how to become still and listen to what the heart knows to be our truth. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little gazebo chat. And we'll be filming